What's up, guys? Brian Second Fancy today. See, we're not at the park, we're at the outskirts of the forest. Seems because I couldn't make the video right there. There's a really big clusterfuck. I'm trying to make the video right now. So this is basically just going to be chromium where we left off on, but it's going to be the food's highest in chromium. So we first have to start with sprouting broccoli, green beans, oats. But to start with brown rice too. And it's same with meats too, like chicken, black pepper, oranges, grapes, apples, bananas, grains I just said, brown rice. We also have oats too. We have eggs, potatoes, tomatoes. We have all this stuff, and it kind of relates back to the magnesium because there's a lot of foods that they're both in together. Is that there's a lot of similarities between magnesium and chromium. So as I was looking this up, the foods are highest in too. Of course, you can find it in meats too, just as well. Chicken, you can find them in red meats too. You find them in beef. But the thing about that is that they're really processed and they're really high in LDL. And as we know, as LDL increases your cholesterol, the thing that does LDL delivers cholesterol to your body cells and most tissue and deteriorates them. And it also has some damaging effects. It can cause narrowed arteries clogged. It can cause narrowed arteries, cause clogged arteries. It can cause LDL, cholesterol spikes too, just as well. There's a lot of stuff. It can cause liver failure, liver cancer, heart attack, strokes. There's a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna make a fat video coming up soon that's going to be talking about specifically fats, the fats that increase cholesterol, and the fats that are really good for decreasing cholesterol and maintaining it, getting it under control, the fats for that. But that's not today. I want to talk about this. So I say avoid red meats because of how high they are in cholesterol and the fat level in that and the lipid level in that, because it's very bad for your body. And I say chicken because, I mean, it's not really as processed as beef and it doesn't have that much fat too. So I say just go for more chicken. But yeah, poultry, meat. I didn't really want to say red. I didn't want to say like beef and shit. I didn't want to say red meat just because of the reason, because it's high in cholesterol and can increase your cholesterol and has damaging effects. They can destroy your liver. It can lead to liver failure, to bad liver function. It can lead to cholesterol clogged arteries. It can lead to ill arteries when there's not enough good cholesterol and there's an imbalance of both. And so the thing that's only flowing in there is bad cholesterol, and then it kind of narrows in the arteries because of the bad cholesterol. And of course, it leads to LDL cholesterol spikes, liver failure, bad liver function, leads to strokes, heart attack. It affects your heart too, because the thing about this, why it would affect your heart, because the heart's the thing that they work for are the blood vessels. They give the blood vessels adequate amount of energy so they can supply the oxygen to the body cells and muscle tissue. And if this does not happen, LDL, bad cholesterol, a low density liver protein that's very high in cholesterol and can deliver cholesterol to the body cells and muscle tissue just as well. So as we're talking about that, I might make a cholesterol video soon. The really high in polyunsaturated fats that are really high in cholesterol that have an LDL buildup. But when we look at HDL buildup, we find highest in omega-3 fatty acids. We find in a lot of other fats, and I'm not going to get into much about this video, but I'll do that in another video. And I'm just going to say, period, avoid red meats too, just as well, because they're very high in cholesterol, they're very saturated, very polyunsaturated, higher in cholesterol. And so I say just avoid that and just do meats like chicken, because it can also be found in chicken. Anyways, black pepper, tomatoes, eggs, potatoes, sprouting broccoli. We have grains, whole grains. We have oats. We have brown rice. We have egg potatoes, tomatoes, as I just said. We also have grapes. We have oranges. We have bananas. We have apples too, just as well. Green beans and black pepper, which is very strange for a spice to be in here. And it actually got a good source of vitamins in it, which I find very surprising. I will be doing a fat video. I gotta get back into it. I gotta get back into all of this stuff. I've been missing out on. I'll be doing a fat video coming up roughly soon, but I just want to talk in this video about the food's highest in chromium. So this video was just for that. And I say avoid red meats totally, because how bad they are for your body, and because they're really high in cholesterol. You lose cholesterol. They're really high in LDL, a low blood plasma liver protein. It's very dangerous. It carries cholesterol to vital cells, blood tissue, and deteriorates it. It's very bad. It can also destroy your liver. It can lead to narrowed arteries, clogged arteries when there's too much high cholesterol and it's not flowing correct. And that's mainly the bad thing about that, is when we look at narrowed arteries, we want kind of like a balance of both is kind of what the thing is. But if you can get more of one to decrease your cholesterol lows, to help it, to relieve it, go for monounsaturated fats, go for omega-3 fatty acids, go for the fats that are really low in cholesterol and that can help lower cholesterol, that I'll be talking about soon. When we look at omega-3 fatty acids, the part of the HDL family, when we look at 6, that's part of the LDL family that are high in cholesterol, has a high buildup, when omega-3 fatty acids and monounsaturated fats have a low buildup of LDL, which is actually high density lipoprotein, believe it or not. It's actually better than LDL, because it's lower and can lower cholesterol by far amount, while that increases it. Saturated fats, polyunsaturated fats, when we look at the LDL kind of family, look at the LDL family. We look at omega-9 fatty acids. Now, omega-9 fatty acids are wait for this podcast. Omega-9 fatty acids are oleic fatty acids, and of course they're not needed by the body because our body already creates fat. But since they're not needed by the body, they're still very, very critical to decrease cholesterol lows, to manage it, because it's kind of a balance in between of saturated fats, of high cholesterol fats, and then low cholesterol fats with a low cholesterol buildup and a high cholesterol buildup. So the thing about that is when we look at omega-3 fatty acids, we look at omega-9 fatty acids, we look at omega-6 fatty acids, we look at omega-7 fatty acids at that. We'll look at all that kind of stuff, and I'll talk about that in a fat video. Anyways, this is not going to be that video, but I think I got my information across the best I could. So just basically avoid red meat because it's highest in cholesterol. It can increase your cholesterol because it has the LDL buildup. It can lead to narrow arteries, clogged arteries. It can lead to cholesterol spikes too, just as well. When your cholesterol is too high, it really starts to affect the liver by basically breaking it down by destroying the liver too, just as well as destroying the hearts, because they kind of work together to maintain a balance between cholesterol, to maintain that HDL connection. And when that HDL connection is lost, the LDL connection is given, is received with fat, and that's very, very bad. LDL. HDL though is the best of the fats, and that's why I recommend you guys to just eat chicken and not red meats. Don't do that. It's a high amount of saturated fats, of polyunsaturated fats that are higher in cholesterol and can increase cholesterol, while HDL can decrease the cholesterol and basically maintain it to regulate it, and that can just increase it and basically overstimulate the cholesterol, high cholesterol. And the problems in the body with the heart, the liver, with the narrowed arteries, and with the clogged arteries too, just as well. We talk about narrowed arteries when they really start to become narrow, but before that they become regular flowing. When they don't become regular flowing, they narrow down because that saturated fat is way too much, as it's higher in cholesterol. It's more powerful, and we look at that, more powerful. It's really different from HDL. And when we look at that, the narrowed arteries, when they're kind of flowing, when the arteries are kind of flowing with the cholesterol, the good cholesterol, and the bad cholesterol, when that overtakes it, there becomes no room for good cholesterol to expand, only room for bad cholesterol to narrow down the arteries, and to the point where it leads to LDL, it leads to bad cholesterol, it leads to high cholesterol, it leads to cholesterol spikes, strokes, cardiovascular diseases too, just as well. When the blood vessels cannot supply oxygen to the body's cells and muscle tissue, when the arteries when that is messed up and the cholesterol is delivered to the arteries, a high amount of it, it prevents the blood vessels from delivering oxygen to the body cells and muscle tissue, which is very, very, very bad. The connection between the heart and the liver is lost. The connection that we kind of had from the beginning, which is very bad. I want to talk about that anyways. Bye guys. Bye. Second finish out. Love.